Welcome back to England, where we're going to do another rebuild. Question: who was the last English team to win back-to-back Champions League title? The answer is not Liverpool. It is Nottingham Forest, the trees themselves. But the problem is they haven't been in the Premier League for 20 years now. Last year they were on the verge of being in the playoffs of the Championship League, but the final week they lost by a score of 4-1 to Stoke City, while Swansea City won 4-1, making up a 5-goal difference to knock the trees out of the playoff round. This year they're struggling to keep their head above the relegation battle. So we're going to take over Nottingham Forest, see if we can take this club that's been around for 160 years back to the Premier League and win the Premier League along with a Champions League trophy. Here's what the lineup looks like. I mean, you can see why they're in the championship. They have a ton of players in the 70s, but none of them have super huge potential right off the top of my head. So I'm going to definitely need to do some type of turnover here. So let's see what we can do for business. So our first two signings for this season, we signed Todd Cantwell for $14 million from Norwich, and we also signed the 20-year-old Cam Michael Lacey from Reading for $5 million. Is it Reading? Yes. Two players being sold. Joe Lawley is going to PSV for $4.7 million, and Samba Sao is going to Fenerbahce for $2.4 million. Maybe he'll join Mr. Ozil over there. Two more players sold. The German Michael Hifeli is going to Dusseldorf for $990,000, and left back Tobias Figueiredo is going to Basel for $2 million. And we were able to squeeze the money we've had still in the bank for this moment to sign Max Aarons from Norwich. We love rating Norwich, apparently, with $13 million. Try and squeeze in a budget signing. Signed Tyrese Campbell for $6.2 million from Stoke City. And two more players that we sold was Mr. Bong to Cagliari for $1.5 million, and striker Mr. Taylor to Nunez for $2.6 million. And a tough decision, we've sold the captain Louis Grabon to Genoa for $2.1 million. So that was all the moves for what was a busy transfer window. Now, I think this team can grow into a promotion-winning side, but I think maybe a rough start. So let's get January 1st and hopefully not bury ourselves too big of a hole. So here we are in the middle of the season before that January 1st, and just want to show you a couple of good youth prospects we're going to call up the team. Mr. Albert Bolton is already at 67 at 17 years old. And going to be striker, center, midfielder. Carter Hornet is already at 64 as a right back, left back with good potential. And then I'm going to go ahead and call up Mr. Sebastian Alexander and Mr. goalie Jude Nash as well. So get some of these players to fill out the squad. So before January 1st, we actually sold quite a few players. Mr. Cafu is going to Fenerbahce for $2.8 million. Zach Cloth is going to Konyaspor for $1.1 million. Carl Jenkinson's heading to Bournemouth for $1.85 million. Mr. Sammy Mayobi is going to Lask for $2.1 million. And last but not least, the veteran Michael Dawson's heading to Preston for $390,000. Yes, we've been busy all season so far. So on January 1st, we're sitting in 10th. I was hoping a little better than this, but like I said, this is a team that needed to be built. But look at that, we've already had 10 losses, which is more than a good majority of the teams. So yeah, we got some work to do. And so we want to splash the cash for our first time signing I've had for these rebuilds. We've signed John Moncayola from Osasuna. We gave up $20 million and filed Bajaru in exchange. But that he is definitely a upgrade in the defensive midfield. So that was our one move. Will be enough to get us promoted back to the Premier League. We'll find out here shortly in the season. So we made a run to get in the playoff zone, finishing 5th. We only lost one game the rest of the season. So now the question is, did we earn that promotion to go up with Norwich and Bournemouth? Yes, we did. We beat out Watford with a thrilling 5-2 win in the promotion playoff final. We are going back to the Premier League for the first time in almost 20 years. PSG finally got a hold of the Champions League trophy, defeating Barcelona. In an Italian final, Napoli took down Roma. Here's a quick look at the stats. Mr. Campbell scored 29 goals for us this year. So, quickly run down the stats. As we leave Season 1 go into Season 2, heading into the Premier League, here's a look at our lineup. As most of our players have gone up 3 rating overall in the years, so we gotta make some decisions. Mr. Nacker is going back because he was on loan. As you saw in the stats, several guys on this team are on loan one way or the other. So we're off to Season 2, and we definitely going to need to make improvements if we're going to stay up in the Premier League. So we are in the Premier League, and I expect good money next year. But I got to stay up first. So I'm going to go after the veteran Danish goalkeeper Kasper Schmeichel from Leicester City and acquired him for $14.5 million. Like I said, I'm sure next year I'll have to sell him or relegate him to the bench. But first, I got to worry about staying up. We've sold 2 players, Tyler Blackett to Young Boys for $1.5 million, and Jordan Lawrence Gabriel is going to Excel Moskron for $790,000. After spending last season out on loan, we sold Joa Carvajal to Torino for $10.8 million. So, to fill in the gap on the right midfield that Mr. Knocker left, we've signed Romario Barrio from Porto for $18.7 million. So, as great as Tyrese Campbell was for us, he's not the level to be able to lead us to victories on the Premier League. So we signed Moises Keane from Everton for $28 million, some change, and a massive sell-on clause. We've sold Sebastian Alexander to St. Polten for $800,000. So, since we got Schmeichel, we sold Bryce Samba to Rolls for $10 million. So, we've sold the backup striker Miguel Guerrero to Hellas Verona for $1.5 million, and then we've sold Tyrese Campbell, let him move on to Almeria for $18.3 million. So that'll conclude our business this transfer period. Going to save the rest of the money for the next period, see what we need. So, on to January 1st. Are we going to be outside the relegation battle? Soon we'll see. What? We are sitting in 7th? No way. Holy cow. Not only that, but we're scoring goals at will. We're giving them up at will too, but 30, wow. I certainly didn't think. On the bottom is Norwich, Leeds, and Bournemouth. Leicester City is 17th. Ouch. Wow. Well, that may alter my plans for this transfer window. Hopefully I didn't screw up the chemistry of this team, but we've done a swap deal with Famalicão FC, and we've sent central defensive midfielder Ryan Yates over to them, and about $22 million and another massive sell-off fee for Gustavo Asuncao. He's 3 years younger and already 3 overall better than Mr. Yates. So this is definitely a move to help increase the team's chances to make European football. So that was our loan move. Let's go to the end of the year and see if we can hang on to this upper half table finish. We had to finish in 8th place in the year. Top half the table. Beautiful. And we definitely had the most exciting games in all the league. Our games had 120 goals, so we averaged over 3 goals a game in our competitions in the Premier League. So, hey, we are the Leeds United of this rebuild. This has definitely been the most surprising season I've had ever in a rebuild. There was no way I could have predicted us to be. I figured fighting to stay out of relegation. Definitely not battling for European spots. Way to go. Man City defeated Arsenal win the FA Cup. We made it to semis and lost to Arsenal. Man City did it again, winning in the Carabao Cup over the Spurs. Man City raking in all the silverware, defeating Dortmund on penalties to win the Champions League. And Lille took home the Europa League over Lazio. Here's a look at the team. I guess the acquisition of Mr. Schmeichel would definitely pay dividends. Several of the members are getting into the 80s, so this is good growth. Next season, I'm definitely going to concentrate on getting new center backs, but I want to keep Mr. McKenna and Mr. Worrell at least on the bench as backups because they'll definitely serve well being high 70s. Plus, I want to keep some original members on this team for when we do take home that Champions League trophy once again. And as we're entering season 3, we'll take a look at stats. Mr. Keane scored 22 goals, but more surprisingly from the left midfield spot, Mr. Cantwell scored 19. So here's the rest of the stats. And next year, we're gunning for European football, maybe even Champions League. Let's go. So as you saw, I got gypped on the transfer money, so when this offer came in, I decided it was worth the chance. We are sending over Romario Barro to Spurs, but what you're not seeing, we're getting back David Alaba, the center back, who in real life is right now leaving Bayern to go someplace. And we also got $7 million in return as well. So, to replace Mr. Romario Barro, we have signed from Manchester City. Young Spanish right wing back, but he's also right midfielder, and that's what I'll train him to be. Pedro Porro for $36 million. Welcome to the club, Pedro. We've sold backup goalkeeper Abdoulaye Diallo to Swansea City for a little over $1 million. So that'd be all for this window for us. Let's go to January 1st, see if we can be in position for European football for the next season. So, January 1st, we're sitting in 5th in Europa League spot. Only 2 out of Champions League. Man, this rebuild's definitely going better than expected. I mean, not a bad team, but I've certainly had teams better than this struggle to get in top 5. So, I'll take it as it is. Time for transfer window, see if I can do any business, even though I'm a little short in funds. No business is transfer window, so let's go to the end of the season and see if we can get Nottingham back into European football. And look at that, we got European football, finishing 5th, just 3 points out of the Champions League spot for Liverpool. Man City edged their rivals United to win the league. Man U won the FA Cup over Spurs, who Man U defeated us in the semis. Oh, almost got our hands on a trophy. Lost the Carabao Cup finals to Liverpool. In all the Liga final, Atletico Madrid defeated Barcelona. And Chelsea won the Europa League over Sporting. Here's a look at our roster here at the end of the year and the growth. Everybody's over 80 except for Mr. Worrell and Mr. Olisi. So, making good growth. Of course, we'll probably need to replace Mr. Schmeichel next year since he is 36, be 37 next season. But the move to get him definitely was worth it. And here's a look at the stats of the seasons. As you see, pretty balanced scoring. Even Mr. Alaba has contributed 13 goals because he's the penalty kick taker. So while we go through this, we're going to head to season 4 for some European football. And hopefully that was a glitch that we only got 20-something million this year. We should be getting, I'm hoping, at least 60 million. But we'll see at season 4. See you around. And we start season 4 off by getting that veteran goalkeeper upgrade. We've signed from PSG Keylor Navas, the Costa Rican, for $10 million. And for our second move, we've chased after the Hungarian Dominik Szoboszlai from Leipzig for $69 million. So I need to sell one of the 2 original center backs because I need to upgrade the position. So we've sold Joe Worrell to Genoa for $20.8 million. Good luck in Serie A. And we've sold 3rd, 4th, 5th string goalkeeper Jordan Smith to Birmingham City for $1.5 million. So since I got the Youth Academy product from the first season, Mr. Bolton, in the low 70s already, I've considered Mr. Olisi excess, so we've sold him to Lyon for $64.2 million. And the sale of Olisi has funded us acquiring center back from Leverkusen, Edmund Tapsoba, the gentleman from Burkina Faso. Cost us a little over $70 million, plus another massive sell-on fee. Hopefully I can keep all these players, because I'm not going to make that much money with all these sell-on clauses I have. So we've given Mr. Schmeichel the respect he deserves, since He wants to keep playing, and I got Navas, so we've sent him to Brighton. And in exchange, we got Leandro Trossard and $6.3 million. Trossard will be a definite key player for depth off the bench. So, what was our busiest transfer window since the first season is finished? So, we're going to quickly check out the group of the Europa League we're in, and then we're going to move on January 1st. So, this is our group. PSV will be competitive, and the other two teams aren't terrible, but we should make it through. So anyways, we'll see the results here in 3, 2, 1. And look at that, we finished top of the group over Mold, beating out Rio Ave for the round of 32. In the round of 32, we get a tough matchup at Napoli. So, how are we doing in the Premier League, though? We're struggling a little bit. We're sitting in 8th, but we're 8 back of 4th. Apparently, we like being charity work, though, because we've drawn 8 times. So, let's see if we can improve position here, if we can do any transactions this window or not. No business this transfer window, so end the season. Let's see if we can climb up the ladder and get into the Champions League football. And we have done it. We're back in the Champions League next year, finishing 4th. Winning the league was Manchester City. And we got our first piece of hardware. We won the FA Cup over Man City 2-0. And Liverpool defeated Man City to win the Carabao Cup, so Man City came close to the domestic trouble. Interesting, Spurs won the Champions League despite finishing 6th or 7th in the league. They defeated Inter. In an all-Italian final, Milan defeated Lazio in the finals. Lazio defeated us here in the quarterfinals, 4-2 aggregate. He may not have grown much in the year we had him, but man, the Hungarian Slabosla with 39 goals and 15 assists. Keane followed up with 24, but man, again, they're only growing 1 each. Here's a look at the rest of the stats. So here's a look at how the lineup's finishing. At least the bench is growing fairly strong. But I'll definitely probably need to bring in relief for Navas because he's only going to go down farther and farther. I may need to replace Mr. Keane because he's only grown 3 in 2 years. I'm not sure. Mr. Ribeiro who's been here since the beginning, maybe somebody to sell. He's at that age where I can get top price for him and make an improvement at left back. So we'll see anyways. Let's go to season 5 and see how we do in the Champions League for the first time this rebuild. So we've made that upgrade at left back. We've signed Sergio Reguilon from Spurs for $86 million. Welcome to the club, Sergio. And we've sold Mr. Yuri Ribeiro to Newcastle for $52.7 million. So he's still going to stay in the Premier League. Good luck, Yuri. And here at the beginning of the transfer deadline day, we sold Keylor Navas to Watford for $64 million. Not bad for a 37-year-old. So time to get our new goalkeeper. And we have found the Costa Rican's replacement. We have lured away from brain moment Barcelona, Marc-Andre ter Stegen for $91 million. So, exchange of left backs and goalkeepers. Look at that at the bottom right. Top deal was Tyrese Campbell, our former player going to Bayern Munich. Good job for him. So anyways, let's see who we have in our Champions League group. Not too bad of a group. If it's a well-balanced group, really. Sevilla, Ajax, and Fenerbahce. I mean, not balanced, but if our team's good enough to finish top 4 Premier League, this group should not be a problem to clear through and get into the knockout stage. So we'll find out here in 3, 2, 1. Well, we made it through, but we finished second group behind Sevilla, who we drew once and lost once against. So, in the round of 16, we're facing Barcelona. If we could have won the group, we would have had Club Brugge. Boy, talk about a difference. But, oh well, you figure Barcelona we'd have to face sometime anyway, so let's go and get it over with. Let's see how we're doing in the Premier League. Look at that, we're sitting in second, 5 points behind Liverpool for the lead. Now, our goal scoring isn't quite as lethal as it has been the previous couple of years, so... But let's see if we do anything in this transfer window. I decided just to let this season ride. We've got good growth. Everything's going well. So let's just see where we go and let's take on Barcelona. So here we are heading into the round of 16 fixture. Home leg against Barcelona. We have our full normal lineup in. They have theirs. I mean, it's not a whole lot different from what they currently field in the team. It's on the team off the top of my head. So let's get this underway. Score is 1-1 draw. Moncayola a goal for us and Jota with a goal for them in the 15th minute. So here we are on the road leg against Barcelona, and we are going to be without Mr. Alaba, who's out due to yellow card. So the Scottish center back McKenna is going to be in there, one of our original starters. And I don't know if you saw, but you see Messi still on Barcelona. He's just on the bench. Tells you how quick this rebuild's gone. So we need an away goal and a win, preferably. And we got the win, and look at that, Mr. Trossard coming off the bench, getting us a magical goal in the 85th minute. Keane also scored. That's the way to do it. Okay, here we are in the quarterfinals, facing Napoli. We are missing Alaba, who's out due to yellow cards. So McKenna is in there again. Trusty old Scottish lad. So, home leg, what's the results? 1-0 loss. Oh. Here we are for the road leg traveling to Napoli. Our full lineup's back. Can we pull off the road win and take the fixture? Yes, 2-1 win. Goals by Trossard and Moncayola. And in the semifinals, we get probably the best possible draw we could have. We got Monaco, while Inter Milan and Man City faced off in the other semifinals. So let's get to our semifinal match and see if we can go further. And we start off at home against Monaco. Our normal lineup's in. Let's get the results. Ooh, 2-2 draw. Moncayola and Keane with goals. Okay, we're in France on the road. We probably need to win this game more than likely. But we got our normal lineup, isn't there? Let's go. Results say 3-2. Oh, we gave up a goal in the 80th minute. Oh, so close, so far. Braced by Moncayola. Man, he is scoring a ton this year. Okay, well, semifinal loss, Champions League. Time to go to the end of the season, and let's see who ends up winning the Champions League. And on the last day of the season, we pulled out the Premier League title. As you look on the right there, we drew with West Ham, but Leeds beat up on Liverpool. How about that? Leeds, who got relegated, helped us to win the Champions League. Thank you very much. We lost the Community Shield beginning of the year to Manchester City. We took home our second straight FA Cup, defeating Chelsea, though. And what was a storming game, we defeated Everton 4-2 in the Carabao Cup to win that also. Well, Manchester City took home the Champions League, defeating Monaco. And Atletico Madrid took the Europa League over Everton. That's kind of surprising. As you see, Mr. Keane knocked in 32 goals, while Mr. Moncayola had 44 goal contributions. Cantwell another good overall year, while Spoelstra took a step back this season in terms of production. So a quick look at the rest of the stats. And a quick look at how our lineup's looking. As you see, Mr. Poirot and Cantwell's banging on the door at 90, and as well as Moncayola, who went up 4 this year. So there's a possibility that 2/3 of the starting lineup will be in the 90s next season. So I'm gonna probably, and I'm steady at goalkeeper, so I'm good there. But I'm thinking maybe need to beef up the attack more, which is funny because it seems like our issue was stopping the goals. But we'll see. I will see you guys in season number 6. So we start off the season by going out and getting the center back Joe Gomez from Leverkusen for $88 million. Even though he's only 1 overall better than Alaba, he is 6 years younger, 5 years younger. So He still has a chance to grow one or two over a while, but will have to start declining sometime soon. So we have sold Mr. David Alaba, not to a bad place either, to Atletico Madrid for $55.5 million. And I happened to be scouring the free agent market and saw Nahil Bustos was a free agent. I'll take a 27-year-old striker with an 83 overall on a free contract, just paying for the wage. So we got ourselves a top quality backup striker, but I'm still looking for an improvement on Keane. So we'll see here in a minute if I can do that. And I have found a buyer for Moises Keane. He's going to Aston Villa for $82.6 million. Now I better find his replacement, even though I can take a few days since I've got Bustos in hand right now. And we've signed our new striker. We've signed Matheus Cunha, the Brazilian from Valencia. I believe in real life he's currently playing at Hertha Berlin, I want to say. 900%, but we've bought him for $143.7 million. So that was it for this transfer window. Let's hop on over to the Champions League group, see who we drew this year. We drew Dortmund, Praha, and Kiev. This group we should definitely make it out of with these. The question is, can we finish ahead Dortmund? We'll find out in 3, 2, 1. Well, it was kind of disappointing. We only won 9 points in the group, but we did advance, and that's really all that matters in the end. In the round of 16, we get Real Madrid. Ugh. Who did Dortmund get? Barcelona. So, well, they didn't really do much better. So anyways, where are we in the Premier League? We're in tied for second, 3 points behind Liverpool. Obviously, the Premier League is going to be a little bit harder to win this year than last year because we won, what was it, like 78 points? So, we'll see. Now, let's see if we do anything in this transfer window. Not going to be able to do anything for this window. And unfortunately, I also had an injury to Cantwell, who's out for 2 months. So, I'm going to have to play against Real Madrid without him. So luckily I can move some guys around, put Cunha out on the left, and Bustos at the striker position. So let's get to that round of 16 matchup. And to make matters worse, Mr. Asuncao is suspended for this game. So I remember the Youth Academy product, Mr. Bolton? Well, he's in that center midfield instead of Cam. So we're definitely taking on Real Madrid with a few holes, but let's see what we can do to hold our own at home. Can we? I'll take that with missing some players. 1-1 Cunha with a goal in the 52nd minute. Maybe we'll have Cantwell back in time for the next round. So here we are on the away leg. We didn't get Cantwell back, but Asuncao is back in the lineup. We do have a little fatigue, so we'll see. We'll give it a shot. Can we pull off the upset in Spain? Oh, we lost on penalties. Trossard missed the penalty. Oh, man. Oh, well. On to the end of the season. Well, we did manage to win the Premier League rather easily, too, by 12 over Liverpool. Obviously, we weren't meant to win the Community Shield ever. We lost to Liverpool there. We did win the FA Cup over Leicester City. And we pulled off the domestic treble for the second year in a row, beating Manchester City to win the Carabao Cup. Atletico Madrid went on to defeat PSG the year after they won the Europa League, this year winning the Champions League. And Spurs defeat PSV, that's a new one in the finals, to win the Europa League. So, we had a bunch of scores, I guess partially because of the absence of Mr. Cantwell for a good portion of the season, but the season was frustrated because of his absence, though. And also Cunha, I thought, even though I list him as being a striker position, when I went to train him, saying it'll be 5 years of him switching, even though that's a natural position. So I don't know if I'm going to still keep him, because he's holding me up on the sharpness and getting positive in his position, or what I'm going to do. But we're going to go to next season and see if we pull down that Champions League trophy. Really the only one we're missing in this rebuild, other than the Community Shield. Before we start doing some transfers, here's a quick look at the lineup. I forgot to show the end of last season. Mr. Moncayola is growing at a phenomenal rate, though. I mean, he grew 3 this past season when he was, I think he's 27, just turned 28. So, time to figure out what I'm going to do for this transfer window. So, we've added some depth on the bench, signing the German Lucas Klosterman from Torino for $60 million. So that was the only move this transfer window. Let's hop on over to Champions League, see who we have. They're trolling us, aren't they? Barcelona. Then we have Juventus as well, and Dynamo Kiev. Oh, what happened to having somebody other than Juventus? What happened to the second cupcake? Oh well, I still expect us to make it through the group, but we'll see here in 3, 2, 1. Ooh, that was close, and look at that. Juventus barely made it out of the group even to go to the Europa League. But we got the top of the group, which means we draw Lazio in the first round, while Barcelona is stuck with Dortmund. Whew. Not bad, not bad. How we're doing in the league? We're second in the league, just behind Manchester City. The only difference is they have not lost a game. We've lost one. So, I've got a fair amount of money to spend in this window, but I just don't know if I've got anybody interested enough that will improve it. Because remember, when you bring in a new guy, they are not at the top sharpness, so it takes a while to build that up, and I don't know if it's worth it. We'll see. We'll find out in a minute. Nope, no business. On to Lazio. And we're heading to Italy with like half a team. Both Cantwell and Porro are out due to multiple yellow cards. And I'm also missing Sunkau, who's out for 3 months with an injury, or is it 2 months? I don't remember. So, Klosterman's in playing central defensive midfielder. Trossard starting on the left. Cunha is starting on the right. Bustos is in as striker. And we're going to Italy. Hopefully we can come out of this with at least a tie at minimum. Or a 4-0 win I'll take. Regulon, Cunha, got a brace, and Trossard. That's doing it. Okay, time for the home leg. Not going to discuss it. This should be a formality. 3-0 win. We won 7-0. We didn't even give up a shot. Sobolski, Tapsoba, and Cunha. So, we face fellow semifinalists from a year ago, Inter Milan. Now, Asuncao is still out, but the rest of the lineup's whole. So, we're going to start off here in England. Can we pull off the victory? 2-1 win. Soboslaw and scored a brace. I'll take it. So, we're back in the San Siro. We're taking a 2-1 lead into there. Same lineup situation. So, can we just get a tie? That works. Goal by Moncayola. Off to the semis again. After running neck-neck with them in the group, we face Barcelona in the semis. So, we're going to see if we can hold up against them. So, we're going to start off in Barcelona. The good news, even though Klosterman's still going to start this match, is Asuncao just got back from injury. So, even though he'll be coming off the bench this game, when we play the game at home next week, we will have our full lineup unless we have something else gets in the way. But anyways, here we go. Come on, good results. 2-2 draw. We'll take 2 away goals. Cunha scored a brace. They had Laporte and Richarlison. So let's go on to the home leg of this fixture in a moment. So we're hosting Barcelona, but unfortunately I did open my big mouth. Aarons is out due to the yellow cards. Klosterman sliding over to the right back, but Sunkau is back fully healthy. Just a little off sharpness. So here we go. We just need a win or a tie. 1-1 tie. Mr. Regulin pitched in a goal. We are going to the finals. And it's all Premier League Champions final. We get Manchester City. And I believe Manchester City in this rebuild, if I recall right, has already won 2 Premier League trophies. Yep. So we're trying to stop them from their 3rd in 7 years. So let's check out the results on the season so far before we get to the finals. At the beginning of the year, we won the Community Shield for a change against Liverpool. We did not three-peat the FA Cup, but we lost Leicester City in the quarterfinals, and they went on to win the FA Cup over Man City. Way to go. But we did manage to three-peat the Carabao Cup, winning 1-0 over Aston Villa. And Premier League, Chelsea defeated Juventus, who was in our Champions League group, to win the Europa League. And here we are in Germany facing off against Man City. And for the first time this entire run of the Champions knockout stages, we have our normal lineup. Take a look there on the right. Everybody's 89 or higher. Moncayola is all the way up to 96. Even Ter Stegen's has found a way up to 94, even though he's 34 now, I believe. But here we are. Can we take home Nottingham's first Champions League trophy since the late 70s when they went back-to-back? The final says 2-1 victory. Cunha, and then Pedro Porro, who hasn't scored much in the last year or two, has knocked in the winning goal for us. Here's a look at the stats. Mr. Cunha has chipped in with 36 goals on the year. 4 guys scored over 20. Now, we're going to, like I always do, give the team a chance to defend its Champions League title one more year. We do a quick sim on the year where I just show you all the transactions quickly at once. And normally, don't do but a couple, especially this team, because most of the team is in the 26 to 29 range. So maybe add one big-time player to replace somebody. I don't know. Maybe a couple bench players. But anyways, let's go to Season 8 and end this rebuild. So the only move we made for this season is I need depth on the bench on the wing. So I signed Ezekiel Barco from Celta for $88 million. Liverpool ended up edging us out for the league title with one more win than draws. Wow, we only scored 69 goals. Our offense went to poop. We did take the Community Shield to begin the season over Leicester City. Everton won the FA Cup over Man U. We lost in the 5th round, which I believe is our earliest exit of the FA Cup since we got in the Premier League. Liverpool won the Carabao Cup, beating us in the quarterfinals. Are we actually going to go this season without any trophies outside of the Community Shield? We did take the Super Cup to begin the season over Chelsea. This I'm almost certain would be their first. Wolfsburg won the Champions League over Lyon. Lyon beat us in the semifinals, coming back at home. Wow, surprising for our team this year. After competing against us in the Champions League last year, Manchester City won the Europa League over Leverkusen in penalties. Here's our stats on the season. As you see, they did go down, especially the assist department. Nobody was double digits in assists. That's pretty sad. And here's a look at the squad. As you see, our entire starting 11 is in the 90s. Pretty impressive. That's why I was surprised at the final results. Now, players that were originally on this team to start this rebuild was Mr. McKenna, who got up to an 80, the Scottish centre back. And Mr. Mighton was a teenager at the start of this rebuild. And then there's one other I gotta find. Mr. I believe it's Locke MB So. I am sure I screwed that name up like I do most. Now I do have to say most of this entire midfield surprised me because this is the first time I've ever signed them in any rebuild, especially Mr. Moncayola up to a 98. I don't even think I've heard his name till I was doing some research for this rebuild. Same thing with Sunakal. Now, I've heard of Pedro Porro, but never had a chance. Mr. Cantwell. It's the first time I've got him, so this rebuild went pleasantly well. The ending was a little disappointing, but overall I enjoyed it. If you have a choice of a team you'd like to see rebuilt, let me know in the comments and like. And especially if you have a team outside the big major 5 leagues, that's even better because, of course, everybody's going to have their English teams, but I like to do the ones that aren't seen on YouTube often. The ones like the one I just did on Genk, those type clubs. So, hope you guys have a good day. Enjoy. And I'll see you next time.